really for us, it was fairly simple. We were a startup, and we had all of our efforts really managed by a lead architect who was not here in Houston with us. He was in Europe. And the real challenge we had was that we couldn't get on the same time and then the same time zone. He had a full-time job. And so we just needed to be able to expand the team and accelerate our growth. And we just had limitations on access to really our star power. And we knew that was a limit to our growth potential, especially as we start to bring on new customers. So we needed a way to not just bring on an additional person, we wanted to bring on an entire team. A team that allowed us to grow in different directions. And if we needed to pull, a little bit more on one lever versus another, we needed to have a partner on that journey. He said, all right, look, we have people who do that, and let's focus on those resources. And next month we need other resources. They're going to be over here. We focus on that. Right, so that was the big challenge we had, is we needed a team with a deep bench and not just an individual. We had multiple individual people who were stars in their own right who came out and said, we can do this. Well, that's great. We just needed more than one individual person with one specific talent. The other thing I would say is that we needed that individual to be current, or that team to be current, right? It's very, very easy to hire somebody based on today's talent, but as tomorrow and the next day comes along, they need to stay current based on what's out there. And that's just hard to do with individual people. It's better to do with an entire team. So we have a project manager. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names, but Akshita came along and she was assigned as our project manager. I presume that's the right title. I presume that's what you call it. But she has been the lead on all of our meetings, and she knows the resources. And so it really is, for us, it came down to having somebody manage the JumpGrowth side. So as far as the JumpGrowth team is concerned, I didn't know what you guys had, and she did, right? So she was able to pull in the right resources, and frankly, I don't have to worry about it, right? And that's the simplicity of it. Say, hey, this next month we're going to be focusing on the app, and we're going to be focusing on, in the future, we're going to be focusing on the data analytics. And then, and those are all different resources. And so the real challenge is making sure that we have somebody on your side who can hit the ground running as our needs change. The big one is definitely getting the app out there. The other one that really mattered to me was the migration. We started this whole thing with GoDaddy, and GoDaddy was fine in the R&D phase when we had a single architect who was doing all the software and all that stuff, and the mapping and how the sensor data got transferred into the final application, and that was great, but we needed scalability. And we didn't want to be blind and just blindly pick. So JumpGrowth helped us to select a scalable solution. We looked at Azure, we looked at AWS, and so forth. So that was really the first one, is making sure that we get off of GoDaddy and onto a scalable platform. So that was very important to me. The other one is the app itself, and I think the getting an app that's live is so much more professional, right? It's it allows us to get that simplicity for the end customer, right? And frankly, I've not been a big fan of apps. I am not a big fan of apps, right? I mean, I look at my phone, look at my kids' phones, and they're so full of apps. And so I was hesitant and kind of held us, back a little bit from that perspective. But yeah, getting the app and getting it live and keeping it simple, right? That's really what I was looking for. Is I didn't want to overcomplicate things. I'd give it a 5 stars out of 5, and I think that's important, right? We're here for a reason, and I would say a lot of that falls squarely on Akshita's shoulders, right? I mean, she's done a very good job at maintaining a good relationship. From my perspective, what matters is that when there's a problem, that there's somebody who can answer, and address it. It's not just all falling on deaf ears. And we had, for example, I mean, I can give a great, maybe not a great example, but I give an example, right? So at the beginning, one of the things that really mattered as a smaller company is what matters is we have cash flow management, right? And we saw on an invoice that wait, that's not what we expected, right? We wanted to have kind of a balanced. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, hold on, the team, we got to get back together. We got to get this figured out. From my end, I need to make sure that there aren't surprises in the budget, because if 3 or 4 of our partners on that journey do the same thing all in the wrong month, that's a problem. Right? Yeah. It's a problem for us. It's a problem for our customers. All of it, right? And nobody likes surprises. And it was addressed, right? And so likewise, when we saw that maybe we were going more custom when off the shelf might have been doable, it was like, okay, got it. Now I understand what you're looking for. And it's a collaboration. We're working together, right? And and that's the key. So, it's no different than being married. My wife and I have been, we just celebrated our 38th dating anniversary, not wedding anniversary, but been dating a long time. And, there's highs and lows, and there's struggles that you go through in life. And what matters is how you deal with the low points, and you celebrate the high points, and it feels like a partnership. That awesome. Matters to me, right? So, I think we've got good collaboration. The team clearly communicates. Not maybe perfect. There's always issues. There's language barriers sometimes, and frankly, the quality of the audio that I have on my end isn't ideal when we're communicating, but it's working, and it's working well. It's an efficient use of our investment dollars. And that matters, right? It matters to me. It matters to you. It matters to your ownership, because it means there's growth potential, right? Just do more of it, right? And
exactly.
Chris, I've been very happy. When we were asked, hey, would you like to do some kind of a referral? I said, some are easier than others. And it's been a great journey. Not perfect. Nobody's perfect. No journey is perfect, but it's been good. And it's been very, very happy.